1972 to 2022, 50 glorious years. 50 years in any field is a proud watershed moment. 50 years of imparting knowledge, building character, and ensuring that children blossom into sensitive, sentient beings. Join us as we proudly celebrate Sishya's march towards excellence in education. 50 years during which the institution has reached the zenith and its hold on being numero uno. Humble beginnings. When Mr. K.I. Thomas, affectionately known as Kit, began Sishya as a preschool on a wintry January day in 1972, with just 28 pupils on its rolls, he wouldn't have, in his wildest dreams, imagined the path which his project would traverse.
Sishya was started in 1972. Basically, it was started because I had an urge to start it. The kind of education we give is not rote learning. It is the emphasis is on the capacity to think, to reason, and form your own conclusion.
A golden jubilee, 50 years in the making, is a significant milestone in the journey of any institution. Sishya students have always been different. They are confident, they are leaders in any group of individuals, and they do not hesitate to ask questions or state their opinions in a discussion. This has sometimes got them into trouble. They are bright, intelligent, and makers of their own destiny.
Sishya is celebrating an exciting journey, having established itself as one of the foremost educational institutions, not only in the city, but in the country. Mr. K.I. Thomas, our founder and a visionary, had very clear ideas on what he wanted for his school. Sishya has gone far beyond his expectations. Mr. Thomas would have been proud to see that Sishya is considered one of the top 10 day schools in the country.
Sparkling diamonds. A crown's glory is intrinsically tied to its adorning jewels. Sishya's alumni, the jewels in our crown, mirror and sparkle in every corner of the globe. Hundreds of students who have passed through our portals bear testimony to the school, an exemplar of the highest standards in education. Sishya has nurtured students who are now the torchbearers in their chosen professions.
Another vital difference is that Sishya does not overload children with homework.
Hi, I'm Nidya and I joined Sishya the day it was begun on 18th January 1972. The memories of my first day in the school are still so vivid that it's hard to believe 5 decades have gone by. The education we received in Sishya was unique. I recall one of Mr. Thomas's Friday assemblies when he taught us the difference between being inquisitive and being curious, and urged us to always be inquisitive, never curious. Sishya taught us to be free thinkers, never afraid to express our opinion, and this kind of holistic education is what sets Sishya students apart, no matter where they are.
The opportunity to serve as President of the Alumni Association has given me a chance to interact with many generations of Sishyites. And what strikes me the most is that although we are from different periods altogether, our underlying values, the way we have been shaped, and our attitudes have great similarity, no matter whether I speak to a student from the first batch in the 70s or a student from the recent batch of 2021. I would be speaking for all when I say that the school has given us an ability to navigate life's choices with equanimity and composure, an intuitive willingness to think and act as global citizens with both empathy and clarity of thought, and bonds that last a lifetime.
Be it doctors, engineers, actors, singers, dancers, fashion designers, authors, entrepreneurs, race car drivers, captains of industry and CEOs, and even Grammy winners.
And the Grammy goes to Gulzar A.R. Rahman and Tanvi Shah for Jai Ho.
It was insane. God is great again.
I met a former student at a wedding some time ago. After introducing himself as an alumnus, he told me a very interesting story. When his father met our founder Kit Thomas for his admission, he asked Kit, "Can you guarantee me that my son will get high marks in the final exams?" Kit said to him, "I cannot guarantee him high marks, but what I can guarantee is that he will pass the examination well and that he will be an upstanding citizen of India. He will not only know his 3 R's, but he will also know right from wrong. You will never regret having enrolled him in this school." Even today, 30 years after Kit Thomas passed away, this remains Sishya's mission.
Being here brings back so many memories. The trees, the oval roadway which used to be here. So much of what we are today is comprised of all the elements that made Sishya what it was. The large tree in the back of the playground, the palace next door, Mrs. Cherian's handwriting, Mr. Pati, our art teacher's amazing art and his temper, Mr. Jaykumar's sense of humor, Mr. Prabhakar ringing the bell, and of course, last but not the least, the deep baritone voice of Mr. Thomas, which would strike terror into all of our hearts. We all spent our formative years in Sishya, and now Sishya is herself 50 years old. I'm so proud to be a part of the institution. Thank you.
I have some of my most treasured memories from my time here. When I first moved to Sishya from Bombay, I remember being interviewed by Mr. K.I. Thomas, Kit Thomas, and I remember him saying that I was mature. And at the time I didn't know what that word meant, and I wasn't sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing, but it turned out to be a good thing. Some memories that stand out to me were holding that school flag during March Past as head girl and acting as Eliza in My Fair Lady. That again is a memory that has stayed with me. Also, school got us to do it at Music Academy to a packed hall, which was just an amazing experience. When we decided many years later to return from England with 2 children in tow, Adam and Zai, there were 2 reasons. One was my family and friends, and the second reason was Sishya.
I remember Ramit and Rishi Tandon, the talented brothers who came to train at the Squash Academy in Chennai and joined Sishya against all advice. Ramit went on to successfully captain the junior Indian squash team and made history when the team beat Pakistan that year. When Ramit joined Columbia and was found to be slipping due to the pressure of squash, his mother told the college what Sishya had done for him, and he got the support he needed.
Awakening creative expression. The incomparable Albert Einstein once said that teaching is an art that awakens creative expression. We are proud of our pool of committed, passionate teaching staff who have carried on the legacy of Kit Thomas. The strong foundation laid out by Sishya's co-founders, Mrs. Tangam Thomas and Mrs. Grace Cherian, has been the guiding light for the school over the years. Able educators such as V. Hensman, N.K. Sharma, V.E. Simcock, B.J. Caso, and our current principal, Omana Thomas, has seamlessly shepherded the school through the past 5 decades. Every child is precious. Sishya endeavors to ensure that every child receives their fair share of individual attention. Our teacher-student ratio is one of the many things we are proud of. We started small. It took us nearly 15 years of growth before we could offer the +2 curriculum. We have always sought to nurture and achieve holistic and well-rounded development of all our children through inclusive education. All Sishya students are motivated to go beyond academic excellence and are encouraged to take up other interests that make them well-rounded personalities. Aspire and excel. The school motto resonates with every student who has passed through our hallowed gates.
You are privy to bold confessions. I bunked school yesterday, ma'am. And to even bolder, you are the principal, aren't you? I have thoroughly enjoyed these moments. Sishya encourages children to be open-minded, to be accepting of others, to be respectful of the opinions of others, even if it differs from their own. We are an inclusive school. Teachers make sure no child is left behind.
Excellent facilities. Students have access to state-of-the-art facilities to pursue their interests in arts, culture, sports, and life skills beyond the academic field. Under SUPW, children learn activities that help them to be capable and self-reliant. Community service visits to orphanages and schools are organized to sensitize our students to the needs of the community and to those who are less fortunate. Eco-friendly and green initiatives are an integral part of Sishya's ethos. Our team won 5 lakh rupees at the competition conducted by the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, at IIT Madras for school students who bring about awareness for the need to save the environment. The prize money was used to install reed beds to clear sewage water on campus and to install a grey water harvesting plant and to take care of waterlogging in school. We have a new sports field, relaid and resurfaced. It supports Sishya's extensive sporting activities throughout the year. Equal importance is given to a variety of sports like basketball, football, golf, hockey, athletics and badminton, to name a few. Our highly motivated coaches leave no stone unturned in guiding the children. Our teams have been quite successful in inter-school, regional and national level sports and games. It goes without saying that modern technology is a must for progress. The entire school has been a Wi-Fi campus for the last 10 years. To facilitate online and hybrid classes during the pandemic, super smart boards have been introduced in the senior school and will shortly be extended to the rest of the school. All-round education. Sishya has been organizing a 3-day annual Model United Nations Conference known as Sishmun, and Sishamrita, the inter-school culturals, which are popular events and attract participants from hundreds of schools from India and abroad. These events and many afternoon clubs and activities are run and managed by the students themselves, giving them an opportunity to learn management skills and grasp organizational issues.
But for all these activities, I shall depend on the cooperation and assistance that I get from the PTA of the school and from institutions in the city like the Rotary and so.
Behind the scenes. As an institution, we are only part of the solution. Our journey to success would not have been possible without the active involvement of the parents. The Sishya PTA has always been a pillar of support for the school. We deeply appreciate their commitment and their immense contribution ever since its formation in 1983. Our journey continues. As we turn half a century old, we pledge to renew our commitments and continue our efforts to stay the course. In line with poet Robert Frost, we have miles to go before we rest. Onward, Sishya, to new horizons.